1, 2, 2, 2. 1 to the 2 to the 2 to the 1. Yeah. 1 to the 2 to the 2 to the 2 2 2 2 1. 1 to the 2 to the 2 to the 2 2 2 1. 1 to the 2 2 2. 2 2 2 1 1. Halo. Summer alignment. Supreme consciousness. 1 1 1. Yes, greetings. Getting everything going. How do I sound, Halo? I don't have my earphone in. Love that sweatshirt.
A little quiet.
Okay.
The greetings.
Blessings. So let's do this. Let's get the mic closer.
My spirit animal, this is Blue.
Blue. Indigo child. Give thanks. Give thanks for the indigo.
This is his sister Ella.
Ella. Vibrational being like Ella Fitzgerald. Ella. Yeah. Give thanks for that. All right.
People are coming in. I'm going to give them some food real quick.
Yeah. Okay. We got video going. We got Lillian rolling in. Let's put Akapana pin. Lillian's rolling in. Now let me get that phone, y'all. That's the one thing I gotta get. Stand by. Let me get that phone. Okay. Now, we won't have the phone. Welcome, Lillian. Juliet, did you get that in? Are you in? All right. P to the L. Welcome. Here we are. Is this November 1st? Sure is. Boom. Roll on in, family. Starting out. So as the other Sacred Wednesday crew gets to their place of rolling in, and I get myself mic'd up so you can hear the flow coming from within. Feeling rather lyrical this morning, y'all. All right. Great. Thank you for the audio ear, the audio technology. Sounding good. Get that chat up. Great. All right. Sound is good for everyone else as we're going to open the sanctuary doors for those energies, spirits, and ancestors to roll in. So let's come to that very sacred place where we focus on dwelling, coming into that stillness, feeling your contact points with Mother Earth, those places where we remember the energy of gratitude for this experience of life that we get a chance to travel through. Let's get the timer going. Okay. Let's get the timer up. All right. So let's begin. Feeling our connection with Mother Earth, feeling the energy of gravity that allows us to feel that connection. And in that interdependent way, feel our oneness with creation as you begin to feel the inhale and the exhale. Just begin opening up to the awareness of the flow of respiration that gives you the ability to have the experience of life. As I welcome you to this sacred Wednesday circle where we put on the fire of love and acknowledge the truth of who we are by examining ancient teachings that have been passed on through those that focused on such things as what is it to live a balanced life? What is the experience and feeling of remembering this truth throughout the ages that we are one with our source, and the energy of our source flows through us like the energy of creativity. And therefore, we are not a slave to the past. We're not a slave to the suffering, the pains, the habits that come causing us to avoid discomfort and seek out pleasurable experiences. We are here in this sacred Wednesday circle to acknowledge this fire of love that will transform that accumulation of energies we have picked up from the life journey, and we can, in our goal, especially today, dwelling in the present moment, still allowing the intelligence to reveal the path deeper into the truth of what we're here for. Yeah? All right, so let's come into that stillness. Feel your breath for a moment. Feel your presence. Have a sense of what it is to dig deeper, to go deeper into the experience of life, into the experience of being energy. And as you sit in this space, considering what needs to be tended to, what is calling for this fire of love where we dwell. Sit in that stillness. And just have a sense that you're tapping into that creative presence. Now have a feeling of what it is like to go deeper. Deeper into the experience of respiration, deeper into the experience of just being still. Moving the body into non-action, physical movement, and deeper into the movement of life going on within you. And feel that point at the end of the exhale that reaches that tipping point that signals it's time for an inhale. All of that process is energy flowing through your nervous system, your automated nervous system. And you reach this tipping point even at the top of the inhale. The universe is expressing through the design of our Creator balance, because now we reach the tipping point of the inhale and there's a movement, a shift into an exhale. All right. Let's go and tune in and slide into our teaching, which is around the power of the tipping point in recovering our true self. The power of the tipping point in recovering our true self. Let's dig deeper into that. And I promised to finish that crystal story. I didn't finish that crystal mining story with the adventure with my daughter in Arkansas crystal mines, pressing the palms together. Press the thumbs into the sternum, and we're going to tune in with the celestial sound, the beginning of creation's sound that gives us the ability to be who we are right now. The sound A-U-M. Aum. Really giving those consonants, or I should say those vowels and consonant, that attention. All right, pressing the palms, press the thumbs into the sternum. Feel yourself as a vibratory being, flowing from the stillness, feeling the breath into being vibration. Feel yourself become the vibration. Feel the body create each of the sounds. Feel how the mouth and the torso and the whole body is involved in creating vibration. Inhaling deeply together. Exhale. Inhale to begin. One more, a little softer. Allow the breath to flow normally. Take a moment to sense the continuing of the vibration within you. A sense of moving deeper within. So we're going to take an adventure today into this topic of the power of the tipping point in recovering our true self. And there's this journey inward, considering we've reached a tipping point of this outward stimulation, this activity of our five senses. We've reached a tipping point. Nature in its design, there is balance. So there becomes this extreme experience of a polarity, and then balance expresses itself. An emergence, a rebirthing, the ending of the exhale, the beginning of an inhale. The ending of the Piscean age, the beginning of the Aquarian age. The ending of the caterpillar's life, and the emergence of the butterfly. Even while the caterpillar is alive, the butterfly is emerging. Even though you're letting go of the air, in a sense, there's a small death, there's a releasing of the air, and yet within the release, there is the rhythm or the signal for the inhale. So this idea of digging deeper, this is the mission this week, the love mission, the love assignment. Dig deeper into the true you. Dig deeper into your commitments. That's the first pillar of our spiritual empowerment training. Dig deeper into your commitments. When life is showing up with the circumstances that are revealing energies associated with fear, anxiety, worried about the unknown, or even the joys and the glimpses of inspiration and intuition, we're in that transitionary time of the seasons. And there's going to be this accelerated awareness of transformation that comes with unknown circumstances happening at a level of impact that just transforms your whole life. Like my mother having an extreme hypertensive event and I'm on the phone with her. And all of my knowledge of holistic living is not going to meet the level of care that she needs. There's an emergence. There's a tipping point that has taken place, and now there's an emergence, right? There's an emergence of another level of living. And late summer, which is where we are before, so August 19th, 20th, 21st to September 19th, 20th, 21st, when the vernal equinox or the fall equinox is taking place, the balancing energy of our Earth's expression of balance in her movement around the sun. We're coming to this balancing time. And I wonder if you all are feeling this energy of transformation, this energy of reaching a tipping point. And, you know, they have it in science, 32 degrees. Water is frozen. But there's a tipping point happening from 32 to 33. And then another state of consciousness emerges for water. It becomes liquid rather than solid. And that's a download right there. That's the essence of what we're speaking of today. I wanted to complete that story with my daughter and going to Arkansas and wanting to be with the crystal people and have the experience of digging for crystals. All right, we have, welcome, Jacinta, welcome. So I left off with the story saying we finally got to a crystal mine after missing it the day before. My daughter was disappointed, so I think it was about a 14-hour drive from Oklahoma. I think we were in Tulsa somewhere, Oklahoma City. That we're weary, but there is an inspiration going on inside. So the tipping point, right? We've ended the quest to arrive in Mount Ida, Arkansas. And now a tipping point is taking place where we're emerging and now into the experience of actually being able to dig for the crystals. And when we get to Twin Creek crystal mine, the ground is just glittering with these little crystals. And we're so fascinated with, wow, they're right there. And all these little crystals, they say, wow, look at that. Look how Mother Earth does her thing with a solid substance that you could see through, It was so incredible, so incredible. But this was pretty much the realm where we were, in some smaller, but we were so excited. But then we started to reach a tipping point, right? Where is there anything else in this adventure of digging for crystals. So we're at the end of our day and we have so many crystals, you have to clean them off. Sometimes when you pick them up, it looks like a glob of mud and you don't know what it is until you rinse it off, and you get a surprise sometimes, or it's just kind of a part of a crystal and the rest is regenerating. So my daughter did something that I've never seen her do. She was so interested, so focused on this experience that we came in with a couple same time, and they had all their gear. They had picks and digging rods, and they had hammers and rakes. They were gloves. They were like, we were like, wow. And at the end of the day, we were rinsing off our stuff, and they came walking by, and I heard my daughter say, "Hey, how did y'all do?" And they said, "Oh, we did all right." And she said, "Did you find any bigger crystals?" She said, "Yeah, we found a few." And then my daughter said, "Can I see?" I was like, "Oh, okay, she's into it." And they said, "Sure." And she went up to them, and they were showing us some crystals. And then she said, "You want to see this one?" And she pulled out one out of a pouch, and it was about the size of her hand. And when she rolled her hand around, the sun just caught it. It was glittering. And my daughter said, "Wow, where did you find that?" And she pointed over to a kind of an excavation vehicle that they have, kind of like a backhoe kind of thing. And then this was the question that really got me. She said, "Okay, but how did you find something like that?" And this is part of the tipping point. She says you have to dig deeper than you imagine anyone else would dig. And when you get to that level, you dig a little deeper. And then you'll find what no one else will find. Come on, breathe that in for a moment. Have you ever had any circumstances that are showing up in your experience, and you're attempting to work it out, but it just seems like it brings up the energy of frustration, might bring up the energy of fear, may bring up the energy of worry? Anybody ever had any situations like that going on? I said, "Wow," myself, Phil. Wow. That changed the whole trip. It extended a 3-day trip into a 5-day trip. The idea of digging deeper. Because you're at the tipping point. There were moments when we said, "Oh, there's a crystal here. Something's calling us," but we might have felt tired, and you sweat when you're out there. It's really an experience. And then as we were digging deeper, we started to find, this was a high shoals. You start finding milky quartz. They have a quality all of their own. You start getting in the realms where you get crystals like this. You start getting into that realm, right? And then we had a couple. They just befriended our mission of connecting with the crystals. They were really, really just enthusiastic and loving about. But then you get into this realm, right? Digging deeper. So I am sending this out to you. Those of you that may be facing what you need to face, because you wouldn't be facing it if it wasn't time to face it. And the now is saying, the intelligence of the now is saying it's time to face it, right? It's time to face it. And this is where we dive into the fire of love. Queen Esther, my grandmother, my big mama, she would say, "There's nothing new under the sun." So whatever you're facing, just know other people have faced the same thing. So when we were going through the Lord's Prayer, the disciples, in terms of the story, were facing challenges that they didn't know how to face. And they were asking their teacher, Yeshua, how do we pray so we can face these challenges? How do we do it? How are we able to do it? And this is when this Lord's Prayer was given. Now, we've gone through the acknowledgement that there's a oneness with the great parent of creation that we have. We are part of that creation, and therefore we have the qualities of the great parent of creation. There's an acknowledgement of that in the first line of the Lord's Prayer. All right? And then we are asked, as we say, Our Father which art in heaven, or Abun de Beshmaya, right? Hallowed be thy name. And now there's a reference to the not only recognizing the truth that we're one in acknowledgement of the presence of our Creator, but we also have a duty to prepare the space. And so just imagine this is also preparing you for the tipping point. It's preparing you to be the tipping point. It's preparing you to recognize the creative potential of the tipping point, where there's a transformation taking place. So now I'm going to invite you this week also to look at crisis, extreme circumstances, that these moments of transformation that we're calling the tipping point has a power of infinite creative potential for us to access. Now, what is required to access the infinite creative potential? Stillness. The mind and all of its calculating, grabbing for data from the five senses, the mind, connected to a sense of identity, ego, is limited. And we, in this tipping point, just like the caterpillar transforming into a butterfly, the mind of the caterpillar has no way of conceiving what it is to be a butterfly. So if you're going through a challenge, the mind has no way of considering who you are as the creative alchemist navigating through the challenge into the tipping point, emerging, rebirthing into the next state of consciousness. So this is where the second line of the Lord's Prayer is having us create the space for the name to dwell. The name is our true identity. The name of our Creator is our true identity. It's the idea of having a name. So we chant, we clear the space. Maybe you might be moving throughout your day and you don't have the luxury of sitting in one place. Does that mean there's no time to practice? Because that's where your brother has been in terms of the level of logistics that are going on between my life, my mother's life, my family's life, and all the things. She was running 6 properties. Woo, now your brother stepped into being a land manager all of a sudden. Challenging every negative thought I have about the way my mind thinks based on the childhood traumas I have experienced, the stories that have accumulated by my mind, conscious or unconscious. When we come into the breath, we're preparing that space and realizing that this is the space where the king's dominion dwells. Thy kingdom come. I prepare the space, the third line, Tete Malkuta, thy kingdom come. Take that inhale with me. Thy kingdom and queendom come. And the next line is on earth as it is in heaven. You're bringing in this heavenly energy and it comes to earth. And your connection in this body is just as it is in heaven. Nechwe sivianik aikana de bushmaya af ba'ara. Right? Thy will be done on earth just as it is in heaven. So as we go into our breathing exercise today, it is about clearing the heavenly energy channels in our body. In our yogic text, those energy channels are called nadis. Right? These, and you just remember them as energy channels as I encourage you to practice living as energy. To go into these channels, we're going to utilize alternate nose breathing. One of the powerful ways if anyone's new to the practice of breathing, this book right here, Prana and Pranayam. You put it on Amazon and it'll come up. It is said to be one of the most powerful practices for clearing those subtle energy channels. Now, when those subtle energy channels get blocked, similar to a physical energy channel, like a blood vessel, and if unconscious eating goes on, for example, and it's just based on comfort food, pancakes, bacon, buttered toast, popcorn, burger from McDonald's, just everything is about the pleasure of eating. And sooner or later, the vessels get clogged. Similar way, when we use our thinking process unconsciously, when we use the respiratory process unconsciously, the channels begin to get congested. When they do, you will experience the negative thoughts that tend to block or limit the freedom of your movement. The freedom of your movement out of fear. The freedom of your movement out of worry. The freedom of your movement out of despair, anxiety, doubt. The freedom of that movement, tipping point, right? To come to the tipping point of that experience. That's why we're not calling fear, worry, doubt, anger, frustration, resentment, betrayal. We're not calling the feeling of inadequacy. We're not calling it bad. Because we know it's just a flow of energy. And when we allow it to come to a tipping point, that's when we let the mind go and we say we're going to consciously breathe, moving from one vibrational state to the next. Just like the imaginal cells move the caterpillar's body from one state to the next. So we're just going to experience this for a few minutes. Just coming into the stillness with the alternate nose breathing. If there's any congestion going on in either nostril, because they do vacillate between one being more open and one less open, as there's a balancing in the activity of the brain. Just imagine you can, so let's go through the hand position. Everybody all right? Let me know. Somebody say something. Okay. Beautiful. Thank you, Halo. All right. So we're going to use our right hand, tucking in the index finger and the middle finger, the Jupiter and Saturn finger, into the mound of the thumb. We're going to use the ring finger and the thumb, our sun finger. We're going to bring ego in alignment with the sun radiance. That's what that thumb is representing, that energy of the ego. Some place it as the energy of earth, depending on which system you are. We're just tuning in to using these fingers to open and close the nostrils. Left hand is going to be in the sun mudra, Surya mudra. So we're activating our radiance, radiating into the issues that we are aware that we need to shift. Okay? Now, let me demonstrate before you begin with me. We're going to close the right, inhale left. Close left, exhale right. Going to inhale left. Inhale right. Close right, exhale left. Inhale left. Close left, exhale right. And so on. Okay? So everyone bring your right hand up in the position, tucking in the index finger and middle finger. Going to close the right nostril and inhale left. Close left, exhale right. Inhale right. Close right, exhale left. Inhale left. Exhale right. Inhale right. Exhale left. Inhale left. Hold at the top as we wind down. Hold. Close left, exhale right. Inhale right. Hold. If you're not on your cycle or pregnant, lift the muscles of the pelvic floor. Close right, exhale left. Last cycle. Inhale left. Hold. Close left, exhale right. Inhale right. Hold. Exhale left. Let the breath come to normal. Bring the right hand down and you can touch the thumb and the ring finger. Palms facing up. Resting on the knee. A couple of breaths here, and then we're going to do just a few rounds of circulating breath to come into this place of balance. And you pay attention to the imaginal cells. If you focused on anything that you know you need to tune into, or you have the ability to tune into that needs tending to in your world, opening up this energy of our prayer circle in the world around us, in your body. We're just going to tune into it inwardly, each of us. And then we're going to spread that fire of love around it. And I'll do that while you think about it, while you focus in on it. We'll have a little short meditation around this prayer circle of love to send this energy out, bring the imaginal cells alive that awakens into intuition, inspiration, and our creative abilities. So we move out of survival into creativity. Okay. So we're going to inhale through the nose. You just follow me. Exhale out the mouth. It's just a few cycles here, not long. Inhale through the mouth. Exhale out the nose. Inhale through the nose. Exhale out the mouth. And one more cycle. Inhaling through the mouth. Activating a stillness of our senses. Exhale out the nose. And our last inhale through the nose. Hold at the top. Lift the muscles of the pelvic floor. Now sense yourself as a radiant sun that you are, radiating this fire of love into the issues that you're aware of that need transforming. Awakening the energy into a higher vibration of bringing forth lessons and gifts and miracles, miracle healing, miracle balancing, miracle kindness, miracle compassion. See the antidote as you exhale. And just allow yourself to become still. Feeling and sensing the issue, crisis, circumstance, challenge, problem. See, feel the sensation of the emerging energy that moves you into a different state of consciousness about what you are aware of that needs to transform. If I am aware of myself feeling overwhelmed with everything there is to do and confused and worried about the outcome of my life and the plans that I had in motion with the new responsibilities of caring for my mother, then I allow myself to go into the breath and just feel the deep peace, knowing that the ability is within. And all I need to do is just allow the prana, life force, and consciousness to flow freely, and it will inform me in the moment what needs to take place and awaken the capacity to create solutions. So carry this into your week, where you become aware of a circumstance that is coming into your awareness because a shift is taking place. A tipping point is being activated. Go through our protocols. 1, become still. 2, focus on the breath, the energy that gives you life. 3, step into your infinite creative potential by activating the sound current. Whether you're listening to the sound within or you have a favorite mantra. So this is what the power of the tipping point holds as we go into a little recap. And your true self is the infinite creative potential. It's not your identity that you've gathered information about from the past. So awakening into a state of consciousness that is connected to your true self, the one that has the infinite creative potential, the one the Lord's Prayer is saying that we are awakening ourselves into that awareness. That thy will be done. You can just put your hand on your heart or put some fingers on the pulse along the thumb side. You put your fingers and feel your pulse. Squeeze next to that tendon that comes into the wrist and feel that energy of life. We're going to create a day retreat for the equinox that just came. So I'm speaking it out loud into our sacred fire of love, so we can have time to really extend some of these meditations out 11, 22, 31 minutes and dig in deeper to the experience, right, of being infinite, creative energy being, empowered by the experience of life. Whew. The challenges may come back to back, as your brother is experiencing them, but that is the labor pains of the birthing of your true self from moment to moment. Y'all all right? Hallelujah, amen. Amen, hallelujah. Namaste. Okay. Yes, Jill. Yes, that's it. That's it. That's like pura vida in Costa Rica. That will be done. Man. All right. So stay tuned for the details about our solstice, what do we call it? Immersion. Excuse me, equinox immersion on a Saturday. We'll take about 2 hours in the morning and 2 hours in the afternoon to really go deeper into the energy of balance. I'm going to activate that. Yeah, how about that? Labor pains. There's this book, Cosmic Birthing, and that was my saving grace when my wife went into labor, because she said labor pains are the energy of the great mother of creation returning to the woman her divine birthright, her powers. Each wave of energy, rather than a contraction and each intense pain, each wave of energy was returning her true state of presence. So I say that for us, each circumstance, crisis, awareness, fear, each energy you experience. It doesn't have to be all what might be considered negative. Each energy of inspiration, chills of recognition, intuition, energy of your true self is being returned to you. All right? Power of the tipping point. Whatever you are growing through, let's say that, whatever you are growing through, you're at a tipping point. We're all at a tipping point. We're moving at a tipping point, end of summer into fall, tipping point. This is the place where balance is the most important. So balance your breath. Work with that that secular breath. It's a very balancing energy. And if your life is so compact with activity that you don't have a chance to sit down, take your 5 minutes, take your 3 minutes, stand in meditation. Take time to just focus on the breath if you're in line, at the store. If you got to make a phone call, just take a moment and feel that inhale. There's no more excuses, because excuses are monuments of nothingness that build bridges to nowhere, and those that use these tools of incompetencies will amount to nothing. No thing. And you come here from no thing to be something, and return to no thing to become something. Woo, the journey of life. Everybody all right? Any pressing, burning questions? Remember, you can always get into it right here at aj@akajackson.com. All right? You can get into it. Email me there. You got any questions, hit me up, okay? I'm going to be building our circle up, y'all. Let these visions just radiate out like the warmth and the light of the sun that brings life to our Mother Earth. Let this serendipity, this synchronized serendipity with the intelligence of the universe awaken. Okay, if everybody's all right, let's just drop into our prayer. If you want, you can bring your hands in the prayer position or hold your Surya Mudra. But thank you, Creator, for gathering us around this fire of love, awakening the flame within that reveals your will being done right here, right now on earth, just as Ikana, just as it is in heaven. Thank you so much. Nechwe Sivianak Ikana de Bushmaya Afba'ara. We dwell in this awareness, allowing the imaginal cells to awaken. We feed them prana, so we do our breath work. We activate, we clear the space for your name to dwell. We drink our water, we clean our bowels. We eat foods that are appropriate for your name to be in our conscious awareness. Thank you for the energy of awakening. Thank you for guiding us on the path of being our true self, so the energy continues to grow to navigate through these situations that we face. And we grow more and more in love with you. Thank you for the miracles you send. Thank you for the confidence that gets built in your presence dwelling within. Thank you for the gifts. Thank you for the skills to live this life. We ask this for all our family and all our relations. All right, beautiful people, everywhere you can't hide no matter what you do. All right, until next week, and Jacinta and I will be bubbling up and getting ready to send out information about our Saturday immersion into the prana and power of using the tipping point. All right, family. We love you a long, long time. Years and years without tears or fears. Yeah? Yeah. No tears or fears. Just tears of joy. Being reunited once again. Okay. Until next week, stay tuned for any communications as the information flows. One love, y'all. One love.